Hello and welcome. There we go. Hello and welcome. Hello, welcome. Hi, welcome. There we go. All right. How's that look? Okay, perfect. I know moving it is probably not probably not the best way to go about that, but I just wanted to see how it looks on camera, and that looks pretty good. Although this does not translate the same way from a distance. But the only reason why I put that there was to just highlight the fact that TikTok I would consider to be my primary social media account. But in the world that we live in right now, no matter what you are doing, you need to figure out a way to become a social media expert. Um, so you have to have a variety because that's what people want. That's what you're doing. So for me, I do consider TikTok my main social media, but I do also have Instagram and naturally Threads because I feel like it just makes sense to have Threads if you have Instagram. It doesn't cost you anything, and you can set it up where your Instagram posts automatically post to your Threads. So all in one shot. So I do that. Most of my thread posts are basically reposts of Instagram. Occasionally I go on there and say different things, like people's stuff, comment on people's stuff, because you got to be reciprocal. And then I just opened my Instagram, or sorry, my YouTube. I just recently opened this, so not a lot of content on there. However, there's a possibility you might be watching this recording on YouTube, because guess what? These live recordings for these live chats, they do get reposted onto YouTube. So if you don't have the opportunity to watch this live as it is happening here on TikTok, you can watch it later on YouTube. Frankly speaking, I'm kind of obsessed with myself, so I find myself watching them, which is really weird, I know, to say, but like, what am I gonna do? I watch my own TikTok, so what was gonna stop me from watching my own YouTube? But if you are watching this on YouTube, hit me with a blue heart emoji in the comments. Blue heart emoji for people who are watching this on YouTube. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Happy to have you. And then you're probably wondering, well, what's this? I don't know this particular social media platform. That is because I've got something cooking under here. Let me cook. But I do have another platform being released very, very soon, like maybe by the end of the week, very soon. And completely separate platform, completely separate ideals, goals, content in general. Obviously, there will be some information that you might be able to see here on TikTok or in the details in the link in my bio. But generally, this new platform is a completely different arena, completely different space, doing different things with different offerings, because you got to do that, right? Where I feel like we're in an age right now where we want that variety, and it's not enough. So these are my offerings. I have them here on a platter for you to enjoy. So yeah, that's my deal. Now you might be asking yourself, okay, these are all your platforms. What do you do? What do you do? That's a great question. I'm so glad you asked. I'm happy to provide you an answer. What I do, my platform is, I like to say, twofold. There are two sides to my platform. There's the one side that is focused on makeup and all things makeup. So this is where you'll see makeup tutorials. I'll do some makeup looks. I post new looks daily, and that's during the week, because I do a different face every day I go live. So I do post these looks daily. And additionally, I repost TikToks and all that stuff on Instagram or whatever. But so I do that. I also do a bit of education, tips and tricks for beginners, especially because being a beginner is a tough thing. I think a lot of people underestimate how difficult it is to start up on something that you don't know very much about. I love you, babe. I miss you so much. We miss each other right now. We haven't talked for a little bit of time, which for us is like a day or like half a day. We have the kind of love that unfortunately people envy, because we're sort of obsessed with each other. We've been together nearly 6 years now, married for 2. And we are more obsessed with each other today than we were yesterday. Anyways, so as I was saying, my platform. So there's the makeup side. I do hauls. I do skincare, and all kinds of fun stuff as it relates to makeup, cosmetics. And then on the other side of my platform is the metaphysical. So this is where I'm talking about tarot and doing tarot readings and offering guidance in that respect. Additionally, I'm here for beginner readers or baby readers, people who are just starting out in their tarot reading journey and they need some help, support, and guidance. I've got tons of tools in my little library to help with that. So lots of fun stuff. Sharing tips on running multiple social media platforms. That is not what I'm doing. AI summary. Can I do something about this? You can manage AI summary and settings. I can't manage it right now. I'm busy. The AI summary lying on me. How do I do that? Oh, wait, let me see if I can do it. Settings, AI summaries. Okay, AI summaries is on. AI summaries are designed to help viewers, That's all well and good, but I don't want it to be fucking telling the wrong thing. That's what you said. Sharing tips on running multiple. I mean, I'm talking about running multiple social media platforms. I'm not sharing tips on this though. This I cannot give tips on. Okay, you want tips on makeup? You want tips on mascara application? You want tips on how to put on fake eyelashes? You want tips on makeup application in general? I could do that. You want tips on um, starting out doing tarot readings? You want tips on developing a relationship with your tarot or oracle deck? I can do that. Tips on social media? No, 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 no. I cannot do that. And actually, I was talking to somebody yesterday in the live that we had then, and I said that is $1 million idea. How to social media. Ooh, who's that? Batting cutie? Was that a Blue Jay? Because I'll only accept it if it's Blue Jay players that are hitting that. Yeah, so like I really feel like having a course like how to social media is $1 million idea, because there's a lot of us that don't know what to do. I am slowly learning what would be considered appropriate, but it is a lot of work. It is a lot of effort. It's a lot of consideration. If you're going to have anything on social media, it doesn't matter what it is. You're going to have a crystal business. You're going to have a makeup business. You're going to have a bakery. You're going to have an accounting business. You're going to have a whatever it is. You have to have social media. And you can't just have it sitting there. It's got to be active. It's got to be doing things. So yeah, it's kind of crazy, the world that we live in right now, where it's important for you to have a TikTok, and people are looking at what your content is. They're looking at how many followers you have. I'm kind of getting frustrated actually with these. I don't even know what generation they are, but they're walking into restaurants and different places and saying the most ridiculous things like, I have 1,000 followers on such and such social media. You should give me a free this. Let's collaborate. What? I'm sorry, that smells like entitlement to me. Like, I just don't understand. I would never, even if I had what I would consider an ideal number of followers, I still would not walk into an establishment and demand that they give me free shit because I am calling myself an influencer. That's a no-go, right? That is an absolute no-go. So no. Anyways, on to bigger and better things. So today, actually, I do want to talk a little bit about the deck that I use for my tarot readings here on these are basically anytime I'm doing tarot readings for someone other than myself. If I'm doing tarot readings for myself, I would use this deck or the whatever deck I'm currently working on or I'm currently connected with. So I will elaborate on that more because I know that sounds confusing. So obviously I am connected with all of my decks, but I do have a few of them. And this one is the Gilded Tarot. So this is, I would consider, my primary deck. This is the one that I do readings for everybody, including myself. So that is primary, and I will elaborate on this one a little bit more in a bit. But just reviewing quickly all the decks that I have. The next deck that I have, at least in this room, because I do have other ones, is the Rider-Waite deck. So I would use this if I specifically felt like I wanted to do a Rider-Waite reading. While the readings I do with this are rooted in the Rider-Waite methodology, I do intuitive reading with this. So it's whatever it is. Sometimes it's based on whatever those Rider-Waite meanings are. Sometimes it's whatever I want it to be. Sometimes it's the shape. It's whatever. So that is what this is. If I decide that I need to do a specific Rider-Waite reading, because it is important that we understand that with the Rider-Waite, if you're using the Rider-Waite, the meanings are very finite and clear. Okay, they're very definitive. They are not open to interpretation. They are open to layers because that's naturally built in there, but they're not open to interpretation. Sierra, will Brian reach back out to me after ghosting me for 40 days, but still orbiting around me? Sierra, I really appreciate your question. I don't do yes or no questions like that, but I will tell you one thing. If whatever his name is, I don't even want to roll back to see what it is. If whatever his name is cannot see your value, then on to the next. Tell him to fuck off, or you ghost him and move around, like live your life. The hell are you waiting around for dickhead to figure his shit out? Live your life. Move on. Forget about him. When you're focusing on him, you need to keep your eyes open for the one who really wants you. Okay? He wants you to stroke his ego. That's what he wants. He does not give a shit about you. Move the fuck on. I don't need to pull a card for this. I don't need to pull a card. I don't need to consult pendulum. I don't need to any of that. You need to move the fuck on. Yes, I am aware of the fact that I am right. I will tell you right now. You can check out my affiliate links, but I highly recommend this. This is the book that you want. There is a digital version of this, but this is what you want. No more assholes. If he cannot see your worth, you need to move on. Dump his ass. Forget he exists. Do not be there to stroke his ego. Leave yourself open. Find yourself a man. He is a guy. Whoever that fucker is, he's a guy. You want a man. Somebody who could step up to the plate. Somebody who isn't going to be sitting around and orbiting your aura, hoping that you might look his way so that he can have the opportunity to reject you. Move on. Sorry, I just needed a minute. If you want this book, check out my affiliate links. No more assholes. I had to fix the wording on that because, of course, you know how these companies are about swear words and shit. As I was saying. If I was doing a specific Rider-Waite reading, then this is the deck that I'm going to be using. And then lastly, for decks that I have in this room, because decks are like tattoos, you get one and then you want to get more. So this is the deck that I'm currently connected to, sitting with. This is the one that I will do readings for myself. I wouldn't use this for anyone else. Now, I might use this for friends or family as an intuitive reader or something like that. But this is my Nightmare Before Christmas deck, just in case you're wondering what is that. It's one of my favorite decks. I can't even tell you. I fucking love this deck. I mean, I love this movie, so I freaking love this deck. But this deck, I will do readings just for myself, just because of how I've connected with it. So that is a little bit on decks. Okay, so that AI summary was good. That was a good one. I could get behind that one. I hate when the AI summary is just like, I mentioned something and the AI summary is like, oh, she's talking about this. I mentioned it once. All right, so let us talk about this deck. So as I mentioned, this deck is the Gilded Tarot. This is the one that I have the deepest connection with, the longest I've had everything. This is my number one deck. She's my number one gal. As I said, I will do intuitive reads for anyone, including myself, with this deck. Now, I do talk about deck maintenance in, let me get this up here. I do talk about deck maintenance in my guide, Quick Start Tarot, 10 Etiquette Tips for the Beginner Reader. And hold on. There we go. Oh, wait, no, it's this one. I have to like find, there it is. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. So cleanse and maintain your deck. It's tip number 2. And this is a digital download. Link is in my bio for that if you're interested. So in this tip number 2, I talk about cleansing and maintaining your deck. Does that mean washing your deck with water? No, it is cleansing with anything you would like. You can cleanse in the moonlight. You can cleanse with selenite or satin spar. You can cleanse with incense is my favorite way of cleansing, and maintaining the deck. So for me, the best way that I have found to hold this deck, and most of my decks, or all of them really, because I don't want to keep them in the original boxes that they come in usually. So I've got these little makeup bags. Now me thinking, oh, this is really dirty. Yeah, the reason why this is dirty is so that this doesn't get dirty. Okay. And of course, this is just here, there, and everywhere. So that'll happen. But I keep it in here so that it can stay safe. It's not going to get any kind of creases or tears or anything like that. The deck is obviously very well worn. Like we can see the wear here on the edges and the gilding that was once on the edges here, that is all since worn off. But when you look at the cards, you can see that, you know, they are very nicely maintained. There's no creases, there's no tears or anything like that. So I do keep them in that little pouch primarily. And then when I'm getting ready to use them or whatever, that's when I will take them out and shuffle accordingly. Now, I do like to keep crystals with my decks. Each of my decks have their own set of crystals that I put with them. And actually, I do talk about this in my beginner's guide to crystals. This is a comprehensive breakdown of crystal care and maintenance, color meaning, shape meanings, using crystals in your everyday, and most importantly, using crystals in your tarot practice. This is also a digital download. I just have a physical copy because it's easier for me to talk about it. So I do mention here about using crystals with your tarot, and I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I talk about like how you would pair a crystal. And then you also have to think like some crystals might have particular jobs. Regardless of that, if you have a particular connection with a crystal, then go with that as opposed to focusing on, well, it's supposed to be for this. So I downloaded a clicker to help like while working. Awesome. Is that the TikTok clicker button? because I want one of those where you can like swipe and all of that. Oh, it's an app. Oh, the fuck. Okay. Tell me about it later. All right. So, for this particular deck, I've got a few crystals that I keep with them, for all different kinds of reasons. So, first up is, this red jasper. There we go. This red jasper. My birthstone is a red stone. My birthstone is garnet. So I do find that I connect very well with most red stones. And then this particular red jasper is kind of special to me. I think it was a gift, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to remember. But I've had this piece for a really, really long time, and I keep it for stability. I keep it for self-love, and I keep it just to enhance my connection to spirit, because as I mentioned, red stones are where it is at for me. So that is the red jasper. The next stone I have, or crystal that I have with this deck, is this flower agate tumble. Oh, freaking hell. I can't even tell you how much I love. This is like one of my favorite pieces of flower agate that I own. One of the things that I love about it is all of this green that appears in it. A lot of that green is malachite, which is really cleansing of negative energy. But the biggest boost that I get from this is a creativity boost, which flower agate is very popular for. So that is that. The next tumble I have is a rose quartz. I actually have two pieces of rose quartz. This one is technically heart-shaped, but I did get a little chip get taken out there, so now it's just got a little bit of a wonky look to it. But these two pieces of rose quartz, I've got these for cleansing, loving energy, positivity. That's one of the reasons why I keep these in here. And of course, the heart shape is very indicative of that loving energy, self-love, and all of that. I do try to lead with love. I can be harsh sometimes. I can be direct. So I do try my best to lead with love so that people are not jarred by that. And then the last tumble that I have here is a piece of blue lace agate. Blue lace agate, one of my favorites. Of course, blue is my favorite color, so I do tend to gravitate to blue stones and blue lace agate in particular. There's this tiny little druzy cave, which obviously my camera's not going to pick up because it can't get those close-up shots. But there's this tiny little druzy cave in there that is just absolutely adorable. I freaking love this piece. One of my favorite pieces, at least in terms of a tumble, because there aren't too many of those. And then I also keep a $1 coin in here. FYI, I am Canadian, in case you did not know. So I do keep a $1 coin. This one has the old the old Queen Elizabeth on the back. So yeah, and then the front, the front is celebrating the Maple Leafs. I don't know how I ended up with this particular coin in here. Doesn't matter. So yeah, all of that is kept together in here. Every once in a while, I will clear out the energy. Every once in a while, I will put the stones under a full moon to get them nice and charged and cleansed and all that good stuff. But ultimately, I keep them all in here until they are ready to be used. All right, so that is it for me today. Okay. I thought somebody was going to say something. Oh. All right. So that is me for today. As was mentioned previously, this live recording will be reposted onto YouTube. So if you wanted to watch that there, it will be made available before tomorrow, I would like to say, because sometimes it does take a little bit for me to get it downloaded and then re-uploaded onto YouTube. But yeah, that is that. And then I will be back again tomorrow at 12:15 Eastern Standard Time. Available to do readings and answer any questions you might have with regards to tarot reading, the Rider-Waite crystals. And while it is not my focus while I'm live, I'm happy to answer any makeup questions that you might have as well, because she do makeup. Anyways, I'm just about getting ready to log off. This was a good one. We had a good time today. Lots of fun. Of course, I've got to send the love out to you. And if you're looking for me, you can find me on these social media. TikTok, I would consider to be my primary platform. That is where I am the most. That is where I do the most. On Instagram, in addition to what I post on TikTok, I also post my looks of the day. So this look that I've done today will be posted onto Instagram, and then that will be cross-posted onto Threads. And then on YouTube, the recording of this live chat will be reposted. So if you wanted to watch it again, see what I was talking about, learn a thing or two, feel free to go there. And then this will be revealed soon. Offering a new platform, different content, different things. I'm very excited. I'm hoping that I will have things up and ready by the end of the week. Hopefully that will work out really, really nicely. And before I go, I just want to give everyone a friendly reminder about the tools and resources that I have available in the link in my bio. If you are a baby reader or a beginner reader and you need some support, help, and guidance, this is what I am here for. I've got a variety of things to assist you. First and foremost, it is so important that you begin with a proper foundation, and that foundation is the Rider-Waite deck. It is so important that you have an understanding of how this works. This is what is going to inform your entire practice. So for that, I've created Rider-Waite Tarot for Beginners, Read the Cards with Confidence. There are two versions of this. These are both digital downloads. There is the starter guide, which introduces the Rider-Waite keyword method. The keyword method allows you to make associations using keywords so that you're not having to memorize 78 different card meanings. In the complete guide, I elaborate on this much more significantly. I also also elaborate on the decans and how those work. And I touch a little bit on the zodiac characteristics, just so that you can have a better understanding on how all of these things tie in together. Those are digital downloads available for you in the link in my bio. Additionally, as you're going along your journey, you will feel that some things feel right, some things feel comfortable, but you might be doing some things and asking yourself the question as whether or not this is good practice. So for that, I have prepared Quick Start Tarot, 10 etiquette tips for the beginner reader. This is quite the bargain because you actually get 15 tips, because there are 5 bonus tips in this guide. Once again, that is a digital download. Link is in my bio for that. As you continue on your journey, you will want to get more decks. You will want to explore using new decks, other decks, fantasy decks, whatever it may be. Get all the decks that you want, but it's super duper important that you develop a relationship with your tarot oracle decks. I will stand 10 toes down when I say journaling is the best way that you can do that. Now, you can journal any way that you'd like. There isn't any formal way of journaling. However, if you would like some guided journaling, that is what I have here. Daily Deck Dialogue. In this guided journal, you will do 2 readings a day, one in the morning, one in the evening. You're capturing lots of details here, how you're feeling, the deck that you're using. I have a little note section. What I like putting here is if I had any remarkable dreams that I remember, I will put that in that space. Then you ask your reflection questions, drop your cards, make your notes, and then note any reflections that you might have at the end of those readings. And then at the end of the day, here's some journal prompt questions. Answer one, answer none, answer all, doesn't really matter. Depends on how you're feeling. I have found when I use this that some days the question just doesn't apply, so I don't answer that question. And then the next day it does, and I have a whole list of things that I want to say. And then with this guided journal, there are check-ins at 7, 30, 90, and if you want to go up to 180 days, where you can see what kinds of repeating card themes and messages come up for you there. And then lastly, I've got the beginner guide to crystals. Again, this is a digital download. Link is in my bio. Stella, hello, miss. Can I get a reading? Absolutely. Link is in my bio for that. What you're looking for is live tarot reading on TikTok. And then once that comes through, we can get started. So the beginner guide to crystals. This is a comprehensive guide, as I mentioned, where I go over color meanings, shape meanings, using crystals in your everyday, and more importantly, using crystals in your tarot practice. Additionally, I include a very simple, easily adopted crystal activation ritual. This is really, really easy to adopt, as I said. Ultimately, the reason why that's in there is because y'all are buying your crystals, but you're not activating them. You are not telling the crystal what to do. You are not tasking the crystal with a job. So now the crystal has just become a beautiful and stunning paperweight. That is okay if that's what you got it for. I've got tons of crystals in here that I use strictly for decorative. But for the crystals that I am giving a job to, I am activating that crystal. Alrighty. So that is all the tools and resources that I've got for readers, baby readers, beginner readers. Even if you're just curious about the whole metaphysical world, definitely check it out. This one is the starter guide. The Rider-Waite Tarot for Beginners starter guide is a free download. 100% free, doesn't cost you a dime. It does get you started, like I said, on understanding those repeating cards, themes, and messages that happen in the Rider-Waite. But the complete guide is definitely more elaborate And also with the complete guide, I give you details on how you would use the different aspects of what comes up in the Rider-Waite, whether it is the suit, whether it is the minor arcana, the major arcana, the color meanings. I would say that would be the inherent difference between the starter guide and the complete guide. Alrighty. So I'm just going to wait a little bit because somebody did ask for a reading. And I'm just going to wait and see if their booking comes through. If it does, then we'll do that. If not, like I said, I'll wait a little bit and then I am going to log off. Hello. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. I'm just waiting a little bit to see if there's a booking that's going to be coming through, just because somebody did ask for a reading and I don't want to disconnect the call if they're going to be booking something, because it might take them a little bit to get through. But if I see, I'm just going to wait a few more minutes. If I see that nothing comes through in the next little bit, then I will just log off. But while I'm waiting, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have with regards to the Rider-Waite deck. Any questions with regards to just doing readings in general. Trying to see when the next... Yeah, I was like, I know the next Mercury retrograde is coming very soon. Okay, so the next Mercury retrograde is going to be June 29th. Is that going to be the same time I'm traveling? Because I know that's probably not a good time to travel. I can dance, I can dance, I can dance. Hi, hello. All right, so I was just giving it a minute because I did have someone ask. I'm just gonna give it a couple more minutes. Can I? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant, there we go. That's the one that I want. Mirror your video. There we go. Oh, there we go. See, now this is gonna throw me off. Now this is gonna throw me off being on the opposite way. It's just like, where am I? Which way do I go? But just so that we can all have a good look. There we go. This is so bizarre. I'm confused. I'm so confused when it's the other way like that. I now realize why they did it that way, to have it inverted or basically mirrored, because it throws you off when you see yourself like this hand is on this side as opposed to this side. Let's see how it throws you off. All right, so I am gonna go. I just didn't want to disconnect the call if someone was going to was going to ask for a read-in. I don't want to cut them off. So that is it for me today. I will be back tomorrow at 12:15 Eastern Standard. I'm here to do readings. I'm here to answer any questions that you might have about the metaphysical, that is crystals, tarot reading, anything like that. And while I don't make it my focus to talk about makeup while I'm here, if you did have questions about makeup, I'm more than happy to answer those questions for you as well too. As I mentioned, these are all the social media that I have. TikTok is my primary platform. You can also find me on Instagram, and I do post on Threads as well too. I recently opened a YouTube and have been getting posts happening there. So if you want to see this live chat recording, you want to watch this, this will be reposted on YouTube. I usually post it before the next day. So today's post, or today's live chat will be posted a little later today. The latest will be tomorrow, only because it takes a little while for it to download. And then I will be releasing some new platform very, very soon, offering a different variety of content. Additionally, if you need support, guidance, resources, tools to help you on your tarot reading journey, the link is in my bio. I've got a little library. I won't say tons. I've got a little library of stuff to help you out there. Anyways, that is my time. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I really appreciate you guys, and I will be back tomorrow doing those readings, connecting with spirit, and seeing what's up. All right. Peace, love, and titties.